Hello everyone, I am here again with another review. Today I'm gonna talk about two similar stories. One of them is a book and the other one is a movie, and both of them are true story of two very real women who did not lose hope and lost a lot of weight. So one of them is a British journalist named Bryony Gordon, and another one is a New Yorker named Brittany Forger. Not Forger, Forger. I cannot pronounce her last name, so correct me if I'm wrong. These things happen, these things are very common to be happening with two very real people, that they made two different stories about them, and I believe such stories happen in our daily lives too. These stories are about two women who tried to lose weight because they were like having a lot of health issues, they were like having a lot of mental issues, physical issues, and they wanted to live a healthy life. Now, I also want to say that someone can still be healthy, and you might think that they are more than what they should weigh. And they can be somebody who is totally like, slim, or they are really fit and skinny, and you think that they should be very healthy, but actually they are not. So, what I want to say is that people know better what their journey entails, and people know better what their bodies require and how they should look like. Having said that, I'll move to our stories. So, the book is called Eat, Drink, Run by Bryony Gordon. When I was done reading this book, and I believe I read in 2020, and then I saw like a trailer of a movie which was called Brittany Runs Marathon on Prime, and I thought that it is a Hollywood take of this book, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to watch this movie. I have already read the book. But when I watched the movie, I realized that movie and this book are about two entirely real and different people, and their struggles are quite similar. So let me dig into this. So this in Bryony's story, what happens that she is a struggling journalist, and she is struggling with her job and as well as with her life, and she is married. Her husband is very supportive, but before getting married, like since her youth, the teenage years, and in her mid 30s, she's been like a lot of she's been going to a lot of parties, and she is like too much into substance abuse and all that, and she is like not able to leave that life behind. But suddenly it hits her when she realizes that she needs to have like a family, and also she realizes that like when she went to a doctor, she realizes that her life, her health is not doing that well, and it's because of a lot of different things which were going on, but weight and substance abuse were the two main major things which were like causing those issues. So she realizes, are there any other people who suffer from such problems and such things? So she tweets something online where she asks for a couple of people who feel this way to meet at a certain place on a certain day, and she thought that maybe not a lot of people will show up, but they did, and she ended up having like a group of those people who go through either these or any different kind of issues, and they need someone to relate or connect with, and that's how she ends up having like a small group of people helping each other. And exactly in this way, Brittany from New York, in the movie, she also ends up finding people. But the thing is that she was single, and her doctor told her that she needs to lose, like, I guess 189 pounds before she will get at like a normal healthy weight. And she actually felt that nothing can help her. She was even more depressed than the Bryony. We have Bryony at least initiated something herself, but Brittany actually found someone. She found a neighbor whom she used to think judges her, but because that neighbor was always working out or like in gym clothes and yoga pants, so she used to think that she's gonna judge me and she's gonna be like, how can I have this, I'm using this word, the fat girl. But what happens is that that lady, I believe her name was Catherine, she helps her to join another group. It was a runners group, and there she makes a lot of friends. She realizes that like she gets a purpose in her life. So long story short, in both stories, these both ladies end up thinking that they need to run a marathon. So in Bryony's case in London, she like feels like she needs to run a marathon, and she needs to tell people what it's about and what is the reason behind it. And her cause gets so much fame that she ends up meeting the British royal family, and they really appreciate her. They become her sponsor, and that was a really big day in her life. And what happens later on is that she like used to run a lot, and she like started running too much for which was like becoming bad for her health, that she ended up tearing one of her muscles or ligaments, and she had to stop practicing. And at that point her husband suggests that she needs a trainer, and then a trainer comes in her life. He helped Bryony to get to her goals. And the same thing kind of happened with Brittany, that that friend of hers actually she used to think that this lady actually judges me, but that lady was actually someone who was going through divorce, and she was not allowed to see her children due to some custody issues, and she was actually going through a lot of depression, and they both helped each other. But what happens, the same thing happens with Brittany, that she also tears one of her ligaments, and she was supposed to take 8 weeks of rest probably, and then she misses the marathon that year. In Bryony's case, she didn't miss the marathon. She got recovered in proper time. She actually went to Ibiza for a retreat to actually learn how to, balance her life. And Ibiza is one of the party capitals. And it was actually more of an irony that when she went there, she was supposed to not do party and discipline herself. While in Brittany's case, she becomes bitter when she loses not the marathon, the chance of taking the marathon. And what happens is that she was at her sister's home, and there they were like having a birthday celebration for her brother-in-law, and there they had couple of people there. There was another girl who was quite large, and she was a big girl, and she was with a very good looking and model sort of handsome guy. And our Brittany was going through a lot of stress and depression. She lashes out on that poor girl. I believe her name was Sarah. She says that, you know, whatever you are doing is not enough. Your husband is still gonna look at other girls who are prettier because those girls will be slimmer and thinner than you. Like, she breaks her heart. And but later, her brother-in-law, who was also Brittany's best friend, tells her that, this is not how I know you. This is not you. You always help and build people up. So what's gotten into you? You think that you are single because you are fat. No, it's not that. It's because of your own personality. You don't fix that. Losing weight does not gonna help you if you don't fix the bad personality. And she apologizes to Sarah, and then she also sees that those friends of hers who had taken part in marathon come to meet her, and she's like a bit distant to them. But later, in both stories, what happened that after fighting their own demons and fighting with a lot of physical and mental strength, these both girls ended up running for the marathon, and they finished the marathon, and they did great, and they are still promoting these things. And if you want, you guys can check their story out. And I was really inspired by both of them. When I read this book, I actually felt like I want to go for a run, and I actually started running. But I'm more of a yoga and Zumba person. But as long as you have something going on in your life which makes you active, That's the main thing you need. So see you guys again next time. Bye.